Friday the 13th, a day of superstition. But for Luton, it became a day of terror. A teenager, armed and determined, turned his own home into a crime scene. But the horror wasn't meant to stop there. In a seemingly ordinary home in Bedfordshire, England, a family harboured a chilling secret. By all appearances, they were like any other. A mother devoted to her children, a teenage boy with a promising future, a young girl excelling in school, but beneath this facade, something was festering. An 18-year-old boy, Nicholas Prosper, would shatter the illusion of normalcy in the most horrifying way possible. But what drove him to commit such an unthinkable act against his own family? What warning signs were missed? And most disturbingly, how close did he come to carrying out something even worse? Luton, a large town in Bedfordshire, is not the kind of place you would associate with a mass killing. While it has had its share of crime, nothing in its history foreshadowed what was about to happen. England in general has some of the strictest gun laws in the world. The last mass shooting in the UK occurred in 2010, and before that, the 1996 Dunblane massacre led to significant changes in firearm legislation. So how did an 18-year-old in this country with these laws manage to get his hands on a deadly weapon? Nicholas Prosper lived with his mother, Juliana Falcon, his younger brother Kyle, and his sister Giselle. From the outside, they seemed like a normal family. Juliana worked hard to provide for her children. Kyle was creative and loved music. Giselle was kind, intelligent, and full of potential. But Nicholas was different. He was quiet, isolated, and harbored an obsession with some of the darkest corners of the internet. His teachers had noticed troubling signs. He had been flagged for mental health concerns in school, but nothing was done. His mother had sought help for him, but Nicholas refused it. And while his family carried on with their lives, he was plotting something incomprehensible. Nicholas's descent into darkness wasn't sudden. It was gradual, methodical, and chilling. He spent months researching how to commit the perfect crime. He read extensively about infamous killers, particularly mass shooters, and even idolized some of them. His journals, later discovered by police, were filled with meticulous plans, detailed notes, and disturbing fantasies of violence. One of the most shocking elements of Nicholas's preparation was his ability to acquire a firearm. He forged documents, creating a fake gun license that allowed him to legally purchase a shotgun and 100 cartridges. But Nicholas wasn't just planning, he was rehearsing. In footage later discovered, Nicholas filmed himself in his family's kitchen, mimicking the attack he would soon carry out. He spoke about his family in cold, detached tones, listing his reasons for what he was about to do. He even referenced his sister, saying he resented her for outshining him in everyday life, including something as trivial as a video game.
June 30th, my sister decided to make the only correct choices in episode 1 of season 1 of The Walking Dead games, and for that her face will be mutilated further than necessary.
It was all there, laid out in stark detail, yet no one saw it coming. September 13th, 2024, the day Nicholas had chosen. He had marked it down, he prepared for it, he was ready. At 6 AM, while the house was still quiet, Nicholas retrieved his shotgun. His first target was his mother, Juliana. As she lay in bed, he shot her at point-blank range. On her body, he placed a copy of the novel How to Kill Your Family, a cruel symbolic gesture. Next was his sister, Giselle. The 13-year-old girl had hidden under a table, terrified, but there was no escape. Nicholas found her, and he pulled the trigger. His final victim was his 16-year-old brother Kyle. But Nicholas didn't stop at a single act of violence. The attack on Kyle was frenzied and unrelenting. But Nicholas wasn't done there. His real plan was much bigger.
Hello, police. What's the emergency?
Hiya, yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit rattled. Upstairs, just gone up to knock on the door, sorry. I had a massive bang, sounded like a gunshot.
Nicholas left his home, walking calmly through his neighborhood. CCTV footage later showed him skulking down the street, carrying himself with eerie composure. Police later discovered that his ultimate target had been his former primary school. He planned to carry out a mass shooting there, aiming for the highest possible body count. He had meticulously planned this, purchasing over 100 cartridges of ammunition. He wanted to be remembered. He wanted infamy. So why didn't he do it? The violent struggle with his family delayed him, giving his neighbors time to call the police. Law enforcement responded swiftly, deploying a helicopter to search for him. Realizing he was being hunted, Nicholas abandoned his gun and his ammunition in a nearby bush before he was ultimately apprehended. When officers approached him, body cam footage captured the eerie calmness in his voice. He didn't run, he didn't resist. He simply said, "It's not murder,
Evidence. What road are we on? Birmingham Road. 46 priority. Birmingham Road. I think we've got the offender.
It's not murder.
Yes, we've got a male here. He's presented himself to us.
In court, Nicholas Prosper pleaded guilty to the murders. He showed no remorse, no emotion.
No comments.
About where you live?
No comments.
Tell me about your family?
No comments.
He listened, expressionless, as the judge sentenced him to life in prison with a minimum term of 49 years.
I would like to pay tribute to the bravery of his victims, his own mother, Juliana, and siblings Kyle and Giselle, who fought for their lives. The judge said today that their actions had almost certainly saved the lives of many children.
There was no question. Nicholas had intended to commit one of the worst atrocities in British history. But his family, the very people he sought to destroy, had inadvertently saved lives. Since his conviction, Nicholas has remained silent. No interviews, no apologies, no explanations. His only legacy is one of horror and unanswered questions. The case of Nicholas Prosper is one of the most disturbing in modern British history. It challenges our perceptions of safety, of family, of what drives a person to commit unspeakable evil. In response to this tragedy, lawmakers in the UK are now reviewing firearm regulations to close loopholes that allowed Nicholas to forge his way to a deadly weapon. Discussions have begun about tightening background checks, increasing scrutiny on firearm applications, and implementing more safeguards to prevent another individual from exploiting the system as he did. While laws alone may not stop every threat, ensuring that obtaining a weapon requires more rigorous checks could be the difference between another tragedy and a life saved. But what do you think? Could anything have prevented this? Could the warning signs have been caught earlier? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and make sure you subscribe to see more videos just like this in future.